It was a warm summer evening when the stars twinkled above them. Ella, known for her courage, looked at her friends with a glint in her eyes. We should do it. It'll be an adventure, she declared confidently. Max, always skeptical, scratched his head. Are you sure, Ella? What if the stories are true? Lily, who loved tales of mystery, chimed in. Come on, Max. It's just a story to scare villagers. Think of the adventure. We'll be like explorers. Sam, the youngest but the most curious, didn't want to be left out. We'll stick together, right? As the clock struck midnight, the moonlight lit their path as they tiptoed through the forest. Twigs cracked under their feet, and an owl hooted in the distance. The old castle, covered in ivy, appeared in the clearing ahead, looking grand yet ominous. The group hesitated at the entrance, the wooden doors creaking eerily as Ella pushed them open. Here we go, Ella whispered, her voice a mix of excitement and apprehension. The inside of the castle was cold and dusty. Cobwebs hung from the chandeliers, casting ghostly shadows on the walls. Max gulped, trying to act brave. Okay, what's the plan? Lily suggested. Let's find the tower room. That's where the treasure is supposed to be hidden. Sam, barely able to contain his excitement, led the way up the spiral staircase. As they climbed, they heard whispers echoing through the stone halls. Did you hear that? Max's voice was shaky. Probably just the wind, Ella reassured, though she too felt a shiver run down her spine. They gathered around, and Ella slowly lifted the lid. To their surprise, it wasn't gold that greeted them, but letters and trinkets, the forgotten memories of a family from long ago. Lily picked up a letter, reading it aloud. It spoke of hope, love, and promises made during hard times. The kids realized the castle wasn't cursed, but filled with stories waiting to be told. Max smiled. I guess we found a different sort of treasure. As they made their way back to the campsite, the kids felt a sense of adventure and discovery. The legend of the haunted castle wouldn't just be a ghost story, but a tale of friendship and courage they would share with others. Late one evening, when the silver moon bathed the world in an eerie glow, 3 brave children, Lily, Tom, and Max, decided to uncover the mysteries hidden within the old abandoned castle on the hill. The castle, with its ivy-encrusted walls, whispered stories from its broken windows, which glared like hollow eyes in the moonlight. A chilling adventure awaited them, and although they were frightened, their curiosity was stronger. Are you sure about this? Lily whispered, clutching her flashlight. Her gentle nature often led her to be cautious, yet her desire for discovery always ignited at the thought of adventure. Of course. Just imagine what we might find inside. Treasure maps, or maybe even hidden passages, Tom declared, his voice tinged with excitement. He was the group's fearless leader, always eager to dive headfirst into the unknown. Max, the thinker of the trio, adjusted his glasses and nodded. Stick together and watch our steps, he advised, tapping the side of his backpack, which was brimming with supplies. As they neared the castle, its imposing figure loomed over them, casting long shadows that danced on the ground. With trembling hands, Tom pushed open the heavy wooden door, which creaked mournfully before slamming shut behind them with a thunderous boom. Instantly, the chill of the castle wrapped around them, and a shiver ran down their spines. A faint whisper floated through the grandiose halls, echoing off the cracked stone walls like secrets from another time. Did you hear that? Lily stammered, her eyes wide. The whispers seemed to be urging them onwards, deeper into the heart of the castle. Tom squared his shoulders. It's just the wind, he said confidently, though his voice was tinged with doubt. Max, gripping the map they had found in the attic, studied their surroundings. We need to reach the library, he said. There's something there we need to see. The trio ventured further, their footsteps echoing alongside the mysterious whispers, determined to uncover whatever the castle had been hiding for all those years. With each step, they felt the weight of history pressing down upon them, yet they knew they had to press on, no matter what the shadows concealed in the dark depths of the castle. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep within the misty mountains, four adventurous children set out to explore the infamous haunted mansion. The mansion stood tall and worn, surrounded by legends of ghostly apparitions and eerie noises, and the villagers dared not approach it after sundown. The bravest of the group, a boy named Jamie, led the way. He had fiery red hair, a curious mind, and a knack for finding trouble. His best friend, Chloe, wasn't far behind. Chloe was clever, and she often had a sneaky smile as if she knew a secret that made everything less scary. With them were twins, Max and Mia, who always managed to make anything twice as fun. Max was easily frightened but pretended to be brave for Mia, who was fearless and always ready for a new adventure. As they crossed the threshold into the dusty entrance hall, Chloe whispered stories of ghosts that danced in the corridors when the moon was full. Max shivered, clutching Mia's hand tighter. "This is it, guys," Jamie said eagerly. "Let's find those ghosts." As they explored deeper, strange things began happening. Portraits on the walls seemed to move, their eyes following the kids as they tiptoed past them. "I swear that painting just blinked," exclaimed Max, his eyes wide. Mia giggled. "Maybe they want to be friends." Suddenly, ghostly figures appeared at the end of a long hallway. The figures floated toward them, moaning and reaching out with icy hands. "Run!" Jamie shouted, his bravery momentarily overshadowed by fear. Terrified, the kids ran into another room, slamming the door shut just in time. Inside, it was quiet, save for their heavy breathing. The room was furnished with old dusty furniture and a large window that overlooked the dark garden. Chloe caught her breath and pondered. "I wonder why they're here. Maybe we should find out." Max whimpered. "I'd rather not." Mia, her curiosity sparked, encouraged them to bravely peek through the keyhole, but the hallway was empty. Maybe not all ghosts were scary. The mansion still held mystery and stories waiting to be discovered. But for now, the four decided they'd had enough ghostly adventures. "We'll come back another day," Jamie declared as they sneaked out. As the door creaked shut behind them, the children knew they'd had quite the adventure and wondered what other secrets the haunted mansion held. With starry skies above them, they headed home, promising to return and uncover the mysteries of the ghostly figures. Once upon a time, in the very heart of Mistywood Forest, perched an ancient castle. This castle was whispered about in bedtime stories, said to be full of eerie sounds and mysterious happenings. A curious group of young friends, Anna, Timmy, and Max, adored exploring hidden nooks and crannies, and they dared each other to investigate the castle on a sunny, adventure-filled afternoon. Together they tiptoed through the grand entrance, marveling at the cobweb-laden chandeliers and dusty suits of armor. While sneaking through the grand hallway, the children's eyes caught a glimpse of a tapestry swaying softly, as if beckoning them. An unusual breeze gently lifted the bottom corner, revealing the outline of an ancient door. "What if it leads to treasure?" Timmy whispered, excitement dancing in his eyes. "Or maybe it hides the ghosts," giggled Anna. With hearts pounding like a wild drumbeat, they pressed against the door. It creaked open to reveal a secret chamber. Their eyes widened in astonishment upon finding a mysterious journal resting atop a stone pedestal. Max, brimming with cautious curiosity, gingerly opened the journal. "Look, it belonged to Lord Grey, the castle's old master," he said, flipping through the yellowed pages covered in spidery handwriting. The journal's tales were both fascinating and chilling, recounting the story of a dreadful storm that ravaged the castle long ago. But the most heart-wrenching entry revealed the darkest secret of all. In fear of the storm, Lord Grey had locked his family in the basement, only to find later that the floodwaters had cruelly sealed their fate. "So that's why the castle's haunted," exclaimed Anna, her voice soft with sorrow and awe. Realizing the ghosts wanted justice rather than causing harm, the children cleverly devised a plan to bring peace to the restless spirits. By following clues within the journal, they found tokens belonging to the lost family and displayed them in the castle chapel, sending a sincere, heartfelt apology to the departed. The air within the castle lightened, as if a great sigh passed through its walls. The young adventurers knew the ghosts had finally found peace, no longer held captive by their sorrowful past. From that day on, the castle became a place of legends, where brave children once calmed the hearts of ghosts, leaving behind tales of adventure and friendship that would echo through the ages. In a quaint village tucked away in the hills, there lay an ancient castle, mysterious and eerie. Among the villagers were three daring friends, Ella, Max, and Lily, known for their adventurous spirit and relentless curiosity. One sunny afternoon, the trio set out on an adventure, determined to uncover the secrets that lay within the castle's stone walls. With torches in hand and bravery in their hearts, they tiptoed through the creaky gates and ventured inside. The castle was truly a marvel. Its corridors stretched endlessly, and dust-coated chandeliers hung mightily above them. "This place is amazing," Max exclaimed as they wandered deeper into the castle, mesmerized by its haunting beauty. But soon, strange noises filled the air, whispers that seemed ethereal yet urgent. Lily, usually fearless, clutched onto Ella's arm. "Did you hear that?" she shivered. Realizing the truth behind the ghostly tales they had heard from the villagers, Ella suggested that they find the basement where spirits were said to reside. "We need to apologize," Ella proposed solemnly. Armed with newfound determination, they scoured the castle until they discovered a locked wooden door, the entrance to the basement. Max hesitated, but Ella and Lily held his hands tightly, reassuring him as they pried open the door. Inside was a shadowy descent, spiraling into the heart of the castle where darkness seemed almost alive. "Spirits," Ella called softly, her voice echoing in the chilling void, "we seek forgiveness. We're sorry for intruding." A gush of icy wind swirled around them, as if the spirits acknowledged their plea. Slowly, the whispers subsided, leaving an eerie silence in their wake. The spirits, finally at peace, vanished into the shadows. Exhausted but relieved, the trio escaped from the daunting castle, each breath tasting sweeter than the last. Back at camp, they shared their terrifying yet enlightening adventure with fellow friends, their words painting vivid images of courage and humility. They had learned much from their escapade, a valuable lesson about respect for others and the consequences of disturbing what should remain undisturbed. And so, they vowed never to return to the castle, carrying its haunting secrets quietly within their hearts.